This is question 11D from our review, and it says, a chemist wants to make 50 mils of a 16% acid solution by mixing a 13% acid solution and an 18% acid solution. How many milliliters of each solution should the chemist use? Okay, so let's start out with what the question is saying. You need 16% and you need 50 mils of it. So again, you can't use the 16 as it is, as a number. You need to either move it into its decimal or its fraction form. Okay, so you're going to have 0.16, and that's going to be multiplied by our 50. Okay, that's 50 mils in total. So it says, well, how many mils of each acid? Okay, so you can either decide to put in terms of your how many variable. Okay, so how much, okay, is going to be variable x here. You can either start with a 13% or you can start with the 18%. It really doesn't matter because you will be having to solve for both. I'm going to do it with the 18%. Okay, so 0.18 multiplied by our unknown. Okay, and we're going to have 0.13 because again, 18 and 13, you can't use those numbers. You have to convert them. So 0.13 multiplied by 50 minus x. Okay, so again, you probably see why. Okay, we've got 16% of a 50 mils. How much is x? So how much of the 18% solution? Okay, what's going on over here? Well, your 50 mils, okay, is the total amount of what's going on here. So here, if I'm solving for x, so my question is, well, how much of the 18%? That's what I decided to make my variable with. You could have easily done it with the 13. You just would have swapped the 0.818 and the 0.13 with each other. So how much of the 18x is really what I'm solving for, but that's not going to give me the 50 mils because the question's asking, well, you're mixing an 18 and a 13%. So that's why I'm multiplying my 13% by the total, which is 50 mils, minus whatever x is, which is I'm solving for that 18%. So when we do this math through, okay, we actually get, so 0.16 multiplied by 50 actually gives us an even number of 8, okay? And you have 0.18x plus, and again, that 0.13 applies not only to the 50, but as well to the x. So you have plus, plus 6.5, okay, minus 0.13x. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move over that 6.5 and I'm going to combine my x terms. So I have 8 minus 6.5, 0.18x minus 0.13x gives us 0.05x. 8 minus 6.5 gives me 1.5 is equal to 0.05x. And then if we divide both sides by 0.05 to isolate for x is equal to 30 milliliters. But again, that 30 milliliters is how much of the 18% solution. Okay, so we're not done yet. It didn't ask just to solve for the 18%, right? It asked us to solve for, well, how much of both? And again, that's where that 50 minus x comes in. So basically 50 minus 30 will give you 20 mils of your 13% solution, your acid. So you would need to take 30 mils of your 18% solution and 20 mils of your 13% solution to give you a 16% solution at 50 mils.